Hi everybody, thanks for watching. Chris Petri here. Today I'd like to talk about an interesting subject of grouping paintings together. I know you've probably seen this. Uh, Perhaps you've been at a friend's house or visiting some relatives, or maybe in a restaurant, or um, someplace that's maybe out at a museum. You'll see that they a lot of times, um, well, museums of course would do this, and then people maybe that let's say a restaurant hires a artist to go out and purchase some paintings for them, and then maybe decorate the walls with some paintings or photographs, or just even sculpture of some sort, framed. You'll notice sometimes they're done in groupings. So I guess this would be just a quick video on maybe creating some groupings of paintings for yourself, for your own home, or maybe for a friend's, or for a gift, or if maybe someone hires you and says, hey, I need you to make me some art, some paintings for my restaurant or my bar or whatever. You can always come up with some interesting ideas this way. And so what I did here is I just took a larger piece of 18 by 20 watercolor paper, give myself plenty of room to work with, and then I just tape it down to my art table here, and then I'm just going to tape the top just so that it stays secure while we're working. Always try to keep all your working surfaces secure, right? Does that make sense? This way nothing moves around when you're painting or drawing that could disturb the drawing or the painting. So I use a lot of the carpet, I guess it's non-slip carpet backing, or the liner, shelf liner. Sometimes it's got like that kind of spongy feel to it, like a non-slick surface to it. And I put that on the tables and underneath the underneath my board. Sometimes I'll put it on, like I put it on my table so my water bucket doesn't slide around, and I use it all the time. It's great. It works fantastic. Okay, so here I've just taped down my my watercolor paper onto my board. Just some white foam board here. It's on a slight incline, my table. And then so what I'll do is I'll just pretend these are going to be like R3 paintings, but I'm going to do something different than this. Obviously, this was just kind of like I trimmed this off of some watercolor paper. I had some paintings. I did some swatches. So let's make three. We'll make a series of three. Three looks nice. Odd numbers always look good. So if you did a series of paintings for a wall, it would look good, like 3, 5, 7, or 2, and then a space, and then 1. So odd numbers always seem to work great with art. So here we're going to do nothing too tremendously fancy. We'll take some artist tape, and we'll just we'll tape out three rectangles. So I'll go right across the paper with tape. Then I'll do one on each end. And you always have to remember when you're taping, it's a good thing to do anyway to remember this. When you do your center sections, you want to go with two strips of tape. So here we have one large rectangle, and we want to make 3 paintings out of this. So we'll just say, let's go 3 sections. So we just kind of roughly guess, third, and a third. So three sections, and then we just divide that. Now these are these wouldn't be ideal rectangles in my opinion, although you can make paintings like long like this, or tall. So here are, I just have to adjust it a little bit. I can see that it's a little bit better if I make this center one a little bit more equally divided. So there we have 3 equally divided rectangles. And then we're going to just, let's say we're going to paint in a series. Let's have fun with this. Let's say, hey, now I'm just going to do this quick and have a fun time at it, and I'm not really going to get too intense on my design and all that. I'm just going to pretend we're going to do 3 paintings. So here I'm just going to do one and pretend that's a sailboat. So I'm just going to do these really fast, and then maybe like a dock here, like that. Then maybe a mountain in the back, some more water, and maybe another boat here, with another sail here, and maybe another boat here. Now I'm just doing this quick sketch to just give the idea of the 3 painting, a series of paintings. And the reason I want to do this is because I sort of want to we'll see how it all looks like it's a nice series together with the colors. And so I'm going to do another. So I'll do the sailboat there. There's some water. Maybe another one here. And then let's even keep the horizon line the same. So in essence, we could kind of do the same idea, boats, and we keep the horizon line the same with the mountains in the distance the same, and that'll kind of unify the 3 separate paintings, so that when we finish the paintings and cut these out and put them each in a separate frame, so if you can imagine, we're going to take each of these paintings and create each painting one at a time as we go. Then we're going to take the tape off. We're going to trim them down, put these each in a single frame, so there'll be 3 frames with 3 separate paintings, but they're going to have a unified idea to them. The design's going to be unified. As you can see here, I'm doing the other mountain here in the back, and we're going to do all boats, and then we can put these all in frames separate, and then we could put these up on a wall in a series of 3, and it would just really look beautiful. And I'm sure you've probably seen this concept before. Maybe not. Alright, so 3 sailboats there, and then we'll do another one here. Okay, and that's the boathouse. Again, I would take my time a lot more if I was doing this, if someone hired me to do a series of paintings and so forth, but I wanted to just do this quickly so we can kind of get the idea of this. And I'm just going to do some quick painting as well too. I'm not going to get really super, and this can be a style too. Some people like to paint real fast and kind of do this type of style, like more abstract looking. I like more realism in my paintings, so I would, but in this case here, I'm just trying to sort of get the idea here. So we're going to use my palette, normal palette I use all the time. If you have any ideas, or if you need any ideas on how I set up my palette, just type in YouTube search bar, my palette, Chris Petri, and it'll show you all my colors, the names of them. This would be, we're going to go right into some cadmium lemon yellow, and then I'm not going to, this can be done too where we paint all, kind of work on all 3 of these like it's one painting. But I think I'm going to try to just focus on one at a time here. Cerulean blue, cobalt blue, so we can mix up a little bit of paint on our palette. Kind of like get ahead of things a little bit on the curve here. feeling of water kind of swinging back and forth. A little splashing. We'll take that lemon, cadmium lemon yellow, and just kind of move that around on the boat. Maybe there's a shadow under there. And going into more of my blues, cerulean, cobalt, viridian green. And a little bit of earth colors for the distance. So that would be raw sienna and maybe a little bit of burnt umber, yellow ochre, maybe a touch of sap green, a little bit of the earth colors over here, maybe a little bit of purple and some blue, some purple for that kind of distance color for the mountains over here. And then some more blue for the sky. Leave some whites for the clouds. And again, this is more just abstract. I'm just trying to go for an idea here of doing a series of paintings where you're going to take your time and create 3 beautiful paintings, watercolors, in a series just like this, kind of laying them out in 3. And when you do that, then you can frame them separately, and they will look really fantastic. And maybe we'll make this a 2-part series here, just so we can kind of get the effect. So we'll keep going here. We're going to stick with the idea of these yellow boats. And some blue under there. Blend that in. Some water. A little bit of, so I'm using a little bit of viridian green mixed with the blue. And then what we can do here is we can lighten it up as we go. Okay. A little bit of that French ultramarine under here for a shadow. Same thing there. Okay. And some more grass across the way there, and then some more purple color for the distant mountains here. And then of course some sky colors. We'll have some clouds. Touch of cadmium orange, just a little tiny bit of cadmium orange along the bottom of the sky. Okay, and we'll take a break here. It's always good to take breaks too. Take breaks every 15-20 minutes when you're working, whether you're drawing or painting. Take 5 minutes or so, relax, and then come back. And we'll be right back for our final painting in a series here, and then we're going to finish up by pulling the tape off and cutting them and taking a look and seeing how they look once they're dried and finished. Okay, we'll see you in a few.